Today, guys, we are going to talk about simplifying rational expressions. And, you know, this actually is pretty straightforward, okay? I think after the 2 lessons on graphing, I think you guys are going to enjoy looking at this. So, just remember, a rational expression is one with variables in the denominator, all right? These are the functions that we're looking at in this unit. So in order to simplify, just to simplify, okay, what we need to do is we need to factor. Factor your numerator, factor your denominator. Okay, algebra 2, the lifeline is factor. All right? So then next you're going to, and we'll call it cancel out, because I think that's what you're familiar with. You cancel out the factors that are in both the numerator and in the denominator, right? Which makes sense because, guys, if you had 5 over 5, what happens to that? Yeah, comes 1. So what if I gave you x plus 1 over x plus 1? 1. Good. Because now this is what we're working with and not just numbers or just variables. Okay? Know that you can only factor things that are multiplied. You cannot cancel things that are added together. So this is what this means. Do not make this mistake. This is a no. Okay? I'm giving you an example of a no. Okay? So here, right? Okay, this is a no. Oh, there's an x squared on the top and an x squared on the bottom, so I can cross them out. Can I do this? No, because x squared minus 3, guys, those belong together. If they're connected by a plus or a minus, you cannot break them apart, okay? So I have just a single x squared down there. Yep, nope, it doesn't cancel out. This is simplified. Does that make sense? All right. So the last part is, okay, after you cancel out, after you factor, then you cancel out, then you just rewrite the expression. Right? Simplify and rewrite. Simplify and rewrite. Okay? A mess. Now we all know what Jose is doing. You better turn your phone face down, sir. Oh my goodness. Such a mess. All right. All right. Turn off the media. Let's focus back on math. So let's look at number 1. If you have factors that are multiplying, you can cancel them, okay? So here, if you look in the numerator, you have 2 times 3, right? They're multiplying. You can cancel if you have the same thing on the bottom. If you have a 2 and a 2 on the bottom, you can cancel those. What do you have left over?
3 over 1.
Which is just 3, right? But since they're multiplying and they're all numbers, you could have also said 2 times 3 is 6 divided by 2, which is still 3. Same thing. Yeah, still 3. Okay? So look at number 2. We have 2 plus 3 on top divided by 2.
5 halves.
Can I cancel this?
No.
No, this is just 5 halves. Good. You can't cancel the 2's because they're connected by plus. So how about number 3?
We can cancel out the
Don't
x.
distribute.
We can distribute. We can get rid of
Cancel
the 2
the
x's.
x's on the outside.
Okay, you can cancel the x's, but which x's, Suhail? Which one? Oh, you have a question. Can you use what? Okay, well, no, that'll be later. For simplifying, no, we're not doing that now. Which x, though? The one outside or the one inside?
The one outside.
Good, yes.
The number 1 is
they're both the same. Even if we get them both ways.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so are they always going to be like that?
The reason why I could do this is because they were all numbers. Like, I know what 2 times 3 is.
So it won't always be the same.
No. All right, so any questions?
It's just X plus 5.
It's just X plus 5. All right, so then more
Why?
practice. Number 4.
No.
Why?
Which ones can I cross out?
The X minus 5.
The X minus 5's good. Anything else?
Yeah, the
You can simplify them.
Good. You can simplify the 2 and the 6, right? So that's 1/3. Good. 1/3. I'm going to draw my fraction bar because this is a fraction. And up top, I have,
X minus 3.
yep, and on the bottom,
X plus 3, X plus 4.
good. There you go. And that's it. Did we ask you to foil it? No, just leave it.
We're just
Why?
simplifying.
Yeah, we're just simplifying right now. Yeah. Why? Do you want to? You don't.
Yes.
No,
No,
don't.
I can't.
No, because you'll do plenty of that later. All right? No, don't do it right now. Okay. So look at number 5.
Do we distribute the little 2?
Nope. Well, okay, you could.
I'm just asking.
No, that's good. Here's the thing. When you say distribute the little 2, distributing the power, you cannot do this because that is incorrect, right?
It only
Because
goes to
there's
the
a plus.
2. It only goes.
What this means is you really have 2 x plus 2's in your numerator.
No.
Oh god.
All right? You see that? You had x plus 2 in parentheses squared. That means you have 2 parentheses. So what can we cross out
X
here?
plus 2, X plus 2.
Just one of
Yeah.
them.
So then you have just x plus 2 left
You
there.
can't cross out everything, or you can't just like.
No,
put it
you
all-
can't. No, because it doesn't
Because
like
then you have 1 X
go
plus
to
2.
everything. 1 per factor.
It's like 4 divided by 2.
All
Oh,
right?
for the next one, can we get rid
Can't double dip with this one.
of the
What?
6?
Uh-huh.
The top 2 to the second, can we divide that by the other x on the bottom to get it just to x?
No, because it's not x squared. It's on the x plus 7. Right? You can't just move stuff because then you're making, you know what I mean? Like you're changing the whole problem. So with number 6,
Well, no.
what can you cancel?
X plus 7.
So you see x minus 5 and you see the x plus 7. But
There's
Cross
a
out the X
2.
from Cross out the X from
yeah,
it.
the x plus 7 on the bottom means you actually have 2 of them. So you can cross out one of them with the one on the top. So then now look at this, guys. You still have an x plus 2 up here and an x down
Isn't it X
there.
squared?
So if you have 2 x's on the top and 1 on the bottom, how many are left?
1.
This really means x squared divided by x.
That's what I asked you. We could do that.
Oh, for these, is what
Yeah.
you're saying. Okay. So then you have x, and then on the bottom, that one's gone.
No,
X plus 7, and x plus 3. All right? Yeah, that's it.
this is just aggravating now.
Why?
Because I can't solve for x and it's annoying me.
No, there's no equal sign. There's no solving. We're just simplifying. All right?
Can't I make it tinier?
All right, so how about if you don't have factors, like parentheses factors, okay?
Wait, I know
You could have factors like numbers and variables, all right? Hold on. Wait, what is it?
I know how to solve for 7.
Okay, hold on. Let me go through one of them and then I'll ask you guys questions just because there may be some people who don't know, all right? Okay, so number 7. Okay. Start with your numbers. 5 over 15 simplifies to what?
1/3.
Good. 1/3. Draw your fraction bar, okay? Make sure you keep things where they're supposed to be. Now look at your x's. You have 3 x's on the top and 1 on the bottom.
X squared on the top.
X squared on the top. 3 minus 1, which is 2, positive 2, so it goes on top,
And Y
right?
squared at the bottom.
And then what about your y's? You have
Three on the
1 on the
bottom,
top
on the
and
bottom.
3 on the bottom, y squared on the bottom. Good. And then that's it. Can I simplify anything else?
No.
No. All right, let's look at the next one. Oh, we have an issue. What's my issue?
There's a negative.
Good, there's a negative. How do I turn this negative into a positive?
Flip it to the top.
Good. Move it to the top and it becomes positive. All right.
Does that mean we can add it to the other y up
Good.
top?
You should.
Okay.
So start with your numbers. 9 over 45 is what?
1/5.
1/5. And then look at your x's.
X on the top.
1x on the top. Good.
Y cubed on the top.
And look, you already had a y, and then you moved a y squared up. So now how many y's do you actually have on top?
3.
3.
Cubed.
Do you have anything on the bottom? No?
Mm-mm.
So, yep, y cubed.
Z squared on the bottom.
Z squared. Z cubed. Isn't it? Oh, Z
Yeah.
squared. Yeah, 'cause
Yeah,
there's a Z on the
it is
top.
Z squared.
I couldn't get you.
Nope.
Okay. All right, so good. It's Z squared because you had a Z on the top and 3 Z's on the bottom, yeah? All right, good. Okay, so look at this.
Can we
Okay.
get rid of the x's?
No, you can't get rid of the x's just like this because they're connected by a plus, right? But, guys, look up at the top of your notes. What is the first thing you should do?
Factor.
Factor. If you can factor, you should. You must. Always. Okay? So look up at the top. 4x plus 20. If I factor this, what would that turn into?
2x plus
Bigger.
mm,
GCF. What is the GCF of 4 and 20?
5 and 4.
4.
4, 5, 4.
So 4 comes out, and then you have x plus 5. Do you agree?
Yes.
How did you get that?
What do you mean? 4x plus 20, what's the GCF? It's 4. Divide everything by 4, and then you get x plus 5.
I see how you.
Right? This is just going back to regular GCF factoring. And then down at the bottom, 3x plus 15. 3 and 15. 3
X plus 5.
x plus 5. So now look, what can I?
Cancel out 4 over 3.
4/3. If you can factor, you must. You must always.
So when there's a number variable plus just a number, you can still take a decent GCF with that. Because like I thought you couldn't take a GCF for 4x plus 20 because like
Why?
Mm-mm.
No. You can't cross out those x's because they're connected by a plus.
You can still take a GCF.
Of course. Yeah, that's why the first step is to factor. You must always factor if you can. Yes.
10.
I know I'm getting
Can you
there.
divide by across?
So, all right, so number 10, this is weird, okay? Number 10, put it in standard form, all right? And here's the thing, guys. Problems like this, they love giving you this on the SOLs. And the SOLs are not very nice when it comes to these rationals. So, if I were you, this is what I would do. Change this guy, okay? Change that guy into standard form. So it's really negative 2x plus 4 over 3x minus 6. Okay? They're just very picky about the way they... So then factor this. So then this becomes
2.
negative 2 x minus 2. Right? Because you have negative 2x plus 4. It starts with a negative, so you got to bring the negative out. 2 and 4, the GCF is 2. Divide everything by negative 2, and you have x minus 2. Okay? And then this one, on the bottom, 3x minus 6, what's your GCF? 3. And then that's x minus 2.
Negative 2/3.
Yeah. Alright. Look at the next one. You know, just by looking at it, you go, ooh, 3x something. Probably something I can cancel out, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you do this?
No.
No, because there's a plus sign there. So no, you can't do that. Can I factor?
Yeah.
On the top, I can't because it's just 3x squared. But on the bottom, look at that. 3x cubed plus 21x. 3x is your GCF. Then you have x squared plus 7, right? 3x times x squared plus 7. What can you cancel out?
3x.
3. And then the x's, you got 2 on top, 1 on the bottom, right?
Mhm.
So then this turns into x over x squared plus 7. Okay? Questions? Am I going too fast? All right. Well, you guys should know how to factor, right?
Ooh.
You guys should know how to factor. And that was not meant to be a ooh, right? Okay, so let's look at the next one. 2x squared minus 4x minus 15. Oh, that's 12. Where's 12? Okay. 3x squared plus 9x over x squared minus 2x minus 15. Factor. Factor
You
everything.
have to.
You must factor everything. Because right now, they're connected by plus, minus. You can't break down anything just like this. So factor, this guy is GCF, and this guy is your AM, your trinomial, right? So 3x squared plus 9x, your GCF is 3x, right?
Yeah, now we've got to do the
Then do
other
the AM
one.
table.
Yeah, we got to do the AM table.
Yep. And the AM, I have
Negative 5 and 3.
x squared minus 2x minus 15, AM. Two numbers that multiply to give me negative 15
Negative
and
5 and
add to
3.
give me negative 2.
Negative 5 and 3.
I heard you.
Welcome. Negative 5 and 3.
If you don't remember how to do this, I'm going to show you just for this one problem, and then I'm not going to show it anymore just because of time. But oh, sorry, hold on. I thought it would just. I know, that's her sassy face. Sass all the time. All right. So what you need to do, if you don't remember how to find the numbers for your m, is you want to go into y equals, and you want to put in your m number, which is negative 15, okay? And then do divided by x. And then you want to go to second graph, and you see this table, right? And of course you see an error because rationals, right? Negative 3, 5. Those two numbers multiply to give you negative 15. This, they all do. Ignore the decimals. Look at just your integers, your non-decimal numbers. Which one of those combinations is going to add to give you negative 2? Well, that gives me a positive 2. Is this one, 3 and negative 5. All right? So that's how you get that if you forgot how to do the AM. And this is just a plain old x squared, right? It's not one of those special ones. So really, we could go straight into our double parentheses. We can take the shortcut here. X and x. X what 3?
Plus.
And x what 5?
Minus 5.
Minus 5. So there we go. X plus 3 and x minus 5. What
Plus 3's
cancels?
cancel out.
Plus 3. So then this is 3x over x minus 5. Okay?
Can we want to the next one now? I have a question.
All right. So this one. All right, more factoring. What is your question?
Okay, I've gotten past the factoring, and so.
Okay, then hold on. Then just see when I work through it.
Okay.
So you need to factor this. up on top you have an AM situation, but you see a 2, 4, and a 16. What does that tell you?
Divide by 2.
Yeah, GCF, then AM. And on the bottom, look at that, 2 and 8. There's a GCF, and then dose. Yeah, right?
Oh, yes.
So, if you look at this, if you GCF the 2 out of the top, you get 2 times x squared minus 2x minus 8. On the bottom, if you GCF, you get 2 times x squared minus 4, right?
I guess.
Yeah. Good. On the bottom, this dose guy, x plus 2. Let me stand over here so you can see. And then x minus 2. And up top, this AM. Two numbers that multiply to give me negative 8 and adds to give me negative 2. Negative 4 and 2.
I have a question.
Okay?
Can we go ahead and get rid of those 2's on the outside? Okay. Just wondering.
So,
Alright, so what can I cancel out here?
The x plus 2's and the 2's.
Oh, x plus 2's, and what else?
The 2's.
The 2's. So just make sure you clean this up and you write down your final answer. So x minus 4 over x minus 2.
Okay.
And since it's just those that are left over, you don't have to put parentheses around it, but if you do, that's fine. Okay? It's not right or wrong either way. You could or you don't have to, just because it's the 1. Alright? Alright. So number 14. Okay, number 14. Well, you're starting with a negative up on top, so you definitely need to do a GCF, and then it's going to be an AM, because you have 3. Well, 3 terms. And then down the bottom, you have 3x cubed, 9x squared, 30x. Well, that's definitely a GCF, and then an AM. Right? So this is going to become, if I take out the negative, and you must take out the negative or else it's not going to work. Right? That means I divided the negative out of every single term. And then down at the bottom, you see how every single one of these terms has an x,
Yes.
and they're all multiples of 3. Okay, so 3x can come out. Okay? And then I want you guys to take a few minutes. AM factor the top and the bottom. Alright, so you guys are doing a great job of factoring. So, let's see. Keep that negative there. I mean, that's your GCF, right? It's like having a negative 1. 3x down at the bottom. So up at the top, I did it in red. Okay, I factored it. So that's x plus 4 times x minus 2. On the bottom, I have the x plus 5 times x minus 2. And what is the only thing that can cancel? X minus 2's. So just make sure you clean this up and rewrite it.
I have a question.
Yes.
You come here.
Alright. Alright. Yeah.
Don't like you read it like that. You don't
Yep.
do 3x.
No. And here's the thing. We don't need you to distribute, right? But say on the SOL, this is a multiple choice problem, okay? And their answer choices have it distributed. Then that's what they want. You know what I mean? But for us, since we give you guys open-ended free response questions, you don't have to do that extra step. But just know that that could be expected of you on the SOLs. Then you just distribute it. Okay? All right, so number 15. Okay, up at the top, x squared minus 36. How do I
So-
factor this? This goes. And down at the bottom, you'll write it in standard form. Okay, so if we change this guy, then it becomes negative x plus 6. Okay?
Just you always want to put the x in front of it.
Oh yeah, you want to put it in standard form.
And you want
So x plus 6 times x minus 6 over negative x plus 6. Let's GCS factor this. Right? I mean, I just dosed the top because we're all pretty familiar with those. And then down at the bottom here,
-1.
well, if I take out the -1, then now it's x minus 6 inside the parentheses, right? Because you're dividing everything by -1. So up at the top, still x plus 6, x minus 6. What can be canceled? X minus 6. And so if I look at this, I have x plus 6 over -1. You know, it's just negative x plus 6. Negative x plus 6. Alright? That's like saying 5 over -1. 5 over -1 is the same as saying -5, isn't it? Yeah. Questions? How many of you guys tried that actually? Yeah? Okay, good. Okay, so this one, 7x squared minus 7x minus 42. Oh, and then in the denominator we have an x to the 4th. Great. All right. So up on the top we have a GCF and an AM. Down at the bottom we have an AM, but this one has to be grouping, right? Because we have an x to the 4th. So I'm going to start with my 7x squared minus 7x minus 42. Take a 7 out of everything. X squared minus x minus 6. Do AM. And I'm just going to go straight into my x's because this is just a plain old x squared, right? Two numbers that multiply to give me -6 adds to give me -1. Other way. -3 and +2. Yep. +2. Okay. So this is my numerator. Alright? I put an N so that I know this is numerator, right? I guess I can just write it over too. Alright, so the one in the denominator, I have x to the 4th minus 5x squared minus 36. Okay, so AM.
It's 4 negative 9.
Okay, 4 negative 9. Two numbers that multiply to -36 adds to -5, 4 negative 9. Okay, so with the x to the 4th, like these type of problems, we said to use the grouping method, right? You know, there is a shortcut for this too, but I'll show you guys. X squared, remember the middle term is x squared, so don't forget to put plus 4x squared minus 9x squared and then minus 36. Yeah? And then divide this in half. X squared and x squared plus 4. -9. X squared plus 4. So then you have x squared plus 4 times x squared minus 9. You better dose the x squared minus 9. So this one.
No, it's not.
You can't dose the x plus 4 because that's a plus. X plus 3, x minus 3, and then you have x squared plus 4. And this is my denominator. A lot of work. But it's all factoring, right? It's just all factoring. So, down at the bottom in my denominator, then I would have x squared plus 4, x plus 3, x minus 3,
Maybe X minus 3 is cross out.
and then your x minus 3 is cross out. That's it? All that work just for one?
Yeah.
Alright. Like I said, this is very factoring heavy, okay? So if you're still having trouble, please come and see us, okay? Alright, next problem. Or do you need a few more seconds? Okay, let's try the next one. Ooh. Dose.
Good.
Good.
And
This
then you dose it
one.
again.
This one's a dose. This one's an AM. So, up top it becomes x squared plus 4, x squared minus 4.
Dose.
Oh, dose that one again. Since there's so much to do in the numerator, I guess we should just keep going with the numerator, huh? X squared plus 4, and then we have x plus 2, x minus 2. And then down the bottom, x to the 4th minus 2x squared minus 8, this is AM. Two numbers that multiply
-4 and 2.
to give me negative 8 and add to give me negative 2, negative 4 and 2. Bring down the first, bring down the last, rewrite the middle, and then divide in half and group. Right? Now when you do, that's what you should have. X squared minus 4, x squared plus 2,
Dose.
right? Yep, you can dose that. You know, really though, I guess we could have canceled out right here. But we love to factor, so we'll dose it again. Alright?
You can cross out all the 2's now.
Wow.
So what can I cross out?
The x plus 2 and x minus 2.
Yeah, x plus 2 and the x minus 2.
X squared plus 4 over x squared plus 2. That's your answer.
X squared plus 4 over x squared plus 2.
Me.
Alright, so if you do number 18, okay, GCF, first of all, so you should have x, y, a, hold on, and then down at the bottom, this is GCF and then AM. Yeah? It looks really messy, but
It is.
you just have to GCF out all the messy stuff. y minus 3, the x's, and then you have y times y plus 3 over 12 times y plus 4. That's number 18. Number 19 should be easy. Top, you don't do anything. Bottom, you soap it. Do your homework. Thank you.